Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today at the Smart Boss Summit. Thank you so much for registering. For you to be here, that means you value your business so well that you're willing to invest time, invest money, invest your data just to get knowledge that will help you make informed decisions that will help your business grow. So I want to welcome you. This is the first session of the Smart Boss Summit. My name is Grace Ikechukwu. I'm the convener of the Smart Boss Summit, and this is like our third year. Woo! Since 2017, it's been in my heart to, convene a free conference, a free summit where you will have business owners from all over the world sit, listen, and learn. Now, statistics shows that 3 out of 5 businesses die within the first 3 to 5 years, especially in my home country, Nigeria. And this is pathetic because we're looking at how to, get ourselves back to becoming the giant of Africa, get ourselves back on global map, eradicating unemployment as much as we can. We can't have businesses continue to fail in that succession and we'll still be able to achieve our aim. So the reason why we're here today, the topic, the theme for this year's Smart Boss Summit is how to future-proof your business. Like to future-proof means to prevent from going obsolete, to be sustainable, to grow. How do you ensure that your business grows? I was reading a few case studies online today, and I realized that the hens company, hens, every woman, everybody practically knows hens. Like every woman right now must have seen, touched, or used a hens product, either the ketchup or the tomato paste or the salad dressing. Hens is 150 years old today, like 150 years old. How many people on this call are up to 100 years old? In fact, the average person on this call may be the hens company may be 3 times older than you are or less. Okay, so how do we build, how were these people able to build sustainable businesses that outlived them? I'm sure outlived their first generation after the founders, outlived the second. Probably the company right now is witnessing the fourth or the third or the fourth or the fifth generation of the hens family. Okay, so I welcome you to the Smart Boss Summit 2019. And we're hopeful that at the end of the summit, you gain knowledge in vital areas of your business that would help you make informed decisions that will lead to business growth. So I congratulate you for being here. This is me saying congratulations. Ooh, you're amazing. Ooh, you're amazing. Ooh, you're amazing. That story that says if the lizard falls, the lizard nods and say, yeah, I did great, I did great. Start jumping down the wall. I did great, I did great. So, woo, you're amazing. Woo, you're amazing. So welcome to the Smart Boss Summit 2019. I'm your convener and first facilitator. I'm a HR professional and an employment expert. I help business owners, devise and create strategies that will help their business grow by getting employees involved because I understand the place of employees in business growth. So today, our first session is how to break limiting beliefs in business, breaking limiting beliefs. You know the truth. I decided that this will be the first topic we will treat because everything borders around it. If you don't change the mindset you had previously, no new knowledge you will gain in this process would practically be useful because you're wearing a cap. So I want everyone to do like this. Hands up, take the cap, drop it. So hands up, take the cap, drop it. So that is you. That you doing this tells me you are open to new ideas. You're open to doing things differently. You're willing to take away the old cap, that thing that acts as though it's preventing you from moving forward in your business. So whatever stage of your business you are, you're at the starting stage, you're at the scaling stage of your business, sit tight, be ready to learn. It's going to be an amazing experience. So I'll be sharing my slide. This call is going to be for a little about 30 minutes. So please sit down. I hope not to bore you. We're going to have an amazing time in class today while we break limiting beliefs. So let me share my slide with you as we move. Okay, so can you see my slides? Yes, I think you can see my slides. Yeah, I think you can see my slides better now. Okay, so sorry. That's it. Okay, so today's topic, breaking limiting beliefs in business. Breaking limiting beliefs in business. What are limiting beliefs? Sorry, can you see? Oh, hope I didn't take the slide off. Okay, this is beautiful. Okay, that's fine. Yes, so we're good. We're good. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So we're good here. Okay, so breaking limiting beliefs in business. What are limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs are sometimes the major things that are stopping us. Okay, so here I said, okay, so here I said, a limiting belief is an assumption or a perception that you've got about yourself and about the way the world works. So now I know you've heard it severally that you are what you think. The way the mind of a man is wired is to, act what they think. So it's usually from a thought process to a belief, and then actions and results. Okay, so you are what to think. So limiting beliefs are assumptions or perceptions that you got about life and the way the world works. So what are your assumptions about life? What do you think about life? How do you feel the world works? Now, there are several examples of self-limiting beliefs. The amazing thing about limiting beliefs is you feel the animal thoughts. You feel that is who you are. It's just a harmless thought. But in the real sense, these things are either the ones stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve or the ones keeping you stagnated at the point. Okay, so I'm giving examples of limiting belief. One of the examples I have here is, I am too old. I am too old. There are people who want to go back to school, who know they need knowledge in several areas that would help their business grow, but they say, oh, I'm too old to go back to school. Oh, I'm too old to learn this craft. Oh, I'm too old to start this business. Oh, I'm too old to do this. Or I don't have enough experience. I remember one reason why I'm hammering on limiting beliefs and talking about it as the first session in the Smart Boss Summit is because I've been there. I've seen a few of these things hold me back from fulfilling my full potential and in turn growing my business into the capacity that it has. Okay, so it's like having a car that is full option, and what you're really able to do is you don't use all the features in the car. You just drive the car like a normal automatic car that is probably a 2009 model, while you have a 2019 full option model. Now, if you're not able to operate the full option model, you will drive the full option car in the same capacity as someone who drives a 10 years older model. That is the way limiting belief is. You could be in the full option car, but because you don't know how to use this, I don't want to touch. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. Oh, I don't want any trouble. It's the same way with us, with our lives, and with our business. So one of our examples of limiting beliefs: I am too old, I don't have enough experience, someone else has probably done this already before. I'm not the first person to start a HR consulting firm, before. The market is too saturated, like really. Every year, Nigeria alone churns out about 3,000 HR professionals certified. I Googled and I realized that Nigeria has over 10,000 recruiting and HR agencies. So yeah, the market was saturated even before I stepped in. That's using myself as an example. So that would have been one of the beliefs that would have limited me. Oh, I just want to do something, you know. When I meet people, I had a recruiter, you could help me get a job. I'm like, okay, so what kind of job are you looking at? And they're like, anything. I'm like, no, that cap anything is stopping you from looking inwards to realize who you are. Okay. Another limiting belief is, oh, my business is too small, so I can't scale. My business is too small, so I can't expand. My business is too small, so I can't do this, that. Or I can't afford to invest XYZ money to, attend XYZ course, to do XYZ in my business, to do ABC in my personal growth. I can't afford it. Or the limiting belief that is holding you back could be, when will my business get this big? When my business gets as big as that of Dangote's, I could, probably have a charity organization or be a blessing to other people, or expand into other cities and countries. Okay. Or for you, what is limiting you is you avoid playing big. I used to be there, so I'm hammering on limiting beliefs because it can stop you from being who you have been designed to be. I'm a natural. How do I use this word now? I'm a behind the scene person. I like to be behind the scene to make things work. I don't like to be known per se. I like that effect where I come in once in a while. I'm like, woo, we're pulling the crowd. I don't like to show up every day. No, I like some form of secrecy, some kind of, secluded life, enjoying myself. I'm not a public person per se. Okay, so when I was going to personalize my brand and make people know that, hey, when you say Tempcast, this is the brains and the knees behind it, because God is also involved. And I avoid it. I walk to places and they ask me, oh, are you the Tempcast? I'm like, I'm a co-founder, just trying to be decent. And I don't know that started affecting me because I was no longer taking decision as the number one person in the business. I was acting as though there's somebody else that would take responsibility for certain things on my behalf. Sometimes I even go with the name lead strategy, so to not be like, and then, people even made it worse. They see me online and they're like, oh, fantastic lady, we love the way you do this, that. And when I go for live events and I introduce myself, I'm like, you're the Tempcast. In fact, some people cannot hold their shock and they go, oh, sorry, I responded that way, And then I was telling my husband sometime ago, I said, I just came up with my mind. I'm like, this is what happened. This has been happening for the past 3 weeks, like back to back. And he goes, and you still want to lose weight? You just disappear, And we just laughed about it. But now, because of all of these things, I felt I was not physically mature or deserving to be the CEO of a leading HR firm in Nigeria. So I play small. I try to play the lead strategy card, the co-founder card, I will talk to my boss card. I was naturally avoiding to play big. I would get invited to speak at events because the people who are on the same table with me are super exposed or more experienced or have been in the industry for years. I just shy away, give an excuse, and not show up. I naturally avoid playing big. Okay? For some people, it is, I don't have enough experience. I don't have enough qualification, so why would I start? Before this person started the company, he got a master's, he got international certifications, he did this and that. My coach, Steve Harris, will also say, it is not what you don't have that limits you. It is the one you have that you're not putting to use that is holding you back. So sit down, ask yourself questions. What are the reasons I am giving myself that is stopping me from growing my business that is stopping me from expanding. You know, at some point in my business, when I started getting a lot of clients from Lagos, I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I don't stay in Lagos, I can't handle it. No, it was a limiting belief. Until I got to the point that I told myself, my business is capable of hosting a team in Lagos. I, as the head of the business, must not live in Lagos. After all, there are a lot of Western companies who do not live in Nigeria, but their products get to us. So what I did was I had to build a team. What is limiting you? Or, oh, somebody else can probably do it better than I do. And you refer somebody for a business somebody is meeting you for. Or, oh, I don't have enough money to start. I don't have enough capital to start. Oh, I really want to do this, but I don't have the time. God reprimanded me about this particular time thing sometime last week. He's been pointing my eye into a direction of a business he talked to me about like 10 years ago. Well, I keep giving the excuse. I have 3 exams to write this year. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm the nanny, I'm the cook, I'm the everything. Limiting beliefs. Or, oh, this product and service must be perfect before I launch. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Perfectionist. You want, no, I'm not saying you should, you know, let go of the fact that, yes, you have to do due diligence, you know, before you churn out products and services into the market. But a lot of people, that is what is holding us. I have people that are talking to me, oh, I have this business idea. I want to do XYZ in XYZ time. And I go, okay. And 8 months down the line, no show. 10 months down the line, no show. 1 year, 24 months, no show. Because in their head, they are trying to work out something that would be super, super perfect. That is also a limiting belief. That is also a limiting belief. Imagine Mark Zuckerberg told himself he didn't have enough experience to run. He didn't have enough experience to run a social media brand. Would we be talking about Facebook today? Would he own WhatsApp? Would he own Instagram? Now, the founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman, said something. He said, if 10 years down the line, you don't look at the product you first launched and give yourself a good laugh, then you launched it too late. So for example, I want to launch this pen, and I've had this idea for like over a year, and I'm still trying to see, okay, can we make the cover of the pen gold plated? Can we make the ink gold? Can we make the pack this? Can we make the pen rotatable? You're launching too late. For some people, over perfection. They want all the A's, I's, and T's to be dotted and crossed and standing. Start from where you are. Start from what you have. Okay? For some people, what is limiting them is defensive reasons. Defensive reasons. Most times, you self-sabotage yourself. So I remember one time I planned a physical training, and I was telling myself, well, I just want it to be a breakfast training, just a few people. So if I can get like 10 people register, I'll be good. This story I'm telling you is like over 7 years ago, I think around 2012 or 2011. In my head, the training of the product was not good enough for a lot of people to pay to attend. So I said 10 people. And then one day I woke up, I said, no, God is much more capable of this. And the turnout was boom, amazing. So what is stopping you? What is limiting you? What kind of thoughts do you have in your head that is stopping you from achieving the goal you're designed to achieve? Everybody on earth is created with a purpose. Every business has a purpose. Every career, every skill you have, everything you find your head and your hands and your heart to do has a purpose. What is stopping you from maximizing? We're not saying here that You're not living your purpose. We're talking of maximization. What is stopping you from taking advantage of that full option car? Why will you be driving a full option car on an autobahn and you're driving at the speed limit of 30? Come on, you're much more than that. You've got the capacity. It's inside of you. Get rid of those limiting thoughts in your head that is stopping you from taking risk and stopping you from taking action. Everything you have been designed to do, you have been equipped to do it so. Stop over-processing. Stop overthinking things. So that's about self-sabotage. Or you want to act average. You want to act, oh, we're fine. You know, you don't want to be, you're humble, compulsory humility. Or you dress shabbily, you know, you don't want people to say, oh, this girl is always looking good and on point and this and that. So sometimes you just try, let me use this word, you try to hide yourself in your mind. I don't want to look overly dressed for this event, you know. I'm invited to speak and I get the mic. I don't want to talk too much, you know. I don't want to post too much, you know. I don't want to share knowledge too much, you know. No. Sometimes, most of the things we've been designed to do, they go through a subconscious termination in our mind. So you have this idea to do this, and then you're still the one thinking, will it work or will it not work? What kind of thoughts run through your head? What kind of thoughts run through your head? Now, let's look at how your beliefs are formed. These limiting beliefs, this thing that looks normal to us, that are suddenly stopping us from reaching our potentials, how are they formed? How did we get here? How are your beliefs formed? I'm hopeful that at the end of this class, we will gain clarity on what our beliefs are and how they have been stopping us. Okay? On what our beliefs are and how they have been stopping us. Now, sometimes most of these beliefs are harmless. They are harmless. They don't look like, you know, the things that are meant to affect us or the things that are capable of affecting us. But in the end, they do. So how are your beliefs formed? Most times, 90% of the people, our beliefs are formed from our childhood. Okay, we begin to believe about things, about our places, you know, begin to spot patterns and, you know, sequence of how things work and how things happen. Now, our beliefs start to form based on our own personal experiences, based on the experiences of our parents, experiences of people within and around our environment. And these people who are in our lives, their belief system, you know, and their experiences suddenly shapes the way we think because they are dominant figures in our lives. Okay? So now as we get older, they become complex because we are now adding our own personal experiences and then comparing with the things we've seen and heard in the past. Sometimes we get our beliefs from books, movies, you know, adverts, and our peers, and all of that. Okay? So maybe a child who has a hardworking parent could believe that money will not come easily. Now, when I was growing up, my father is a hard worker. He was a very successful businessman until we lost him sometime around 2005. And my father believes in putting your hands to work. Like, you know what it means to put your hands to the plow? So I grew up with that mindset that you have to work to earn money. Now, when I talk about work, I wasn't talking about smart work. Like, you need to literally sweat to earn money. So when I started up my business, First of all, I had moved into a new city that was quite expensive from where I used to live. And then an office space was a fortune. And then even if I had an office space, what I basically needed for my business was my laptop or a desktop, internet service, a good mobile phone, and my brains. Of course, I had my brain intact. I had the mobile phone, I had regular internet, I had a computer and all of that. But I was still holding myself back because I didn't have an office, a physical office. And I went back to read about great and amazing companies like Amazon, Facebook, LinkedIn. How did they start? Sometimes in their father's garage, sometimes in the dormitory, sometimes in unlikely places that you cannot imagine. But this belief of I must have an office to kickstart my business held me back for well over 6 months. Because I didn't believe someone could sit somewhere in one room in her house, reach out to the world via internet and earn money. I believed that you needed to work, you needed to have an office, you needed to put up this, you needed to put up that. And that belief he held me back. Because I watched my parents go to work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Yes, they earned a comfortable, decent living for us, the children, and themselves. But I didn't have the mindset of the fact that I could still sit in one place, put in mental work, and still earn more. That was a limiting belief. Okay, so now I'm just giving an example of how our beliefs are formed from our childhood environment, then to our personal experiences, and then what we see people around us do. Okay, so now you know the truth. The truth is, most of these beliefs in the end become self-limiting, just like I gave myself as an example. The belief that I have to be a hard worker, I have to put in the work, I have to do this and do that and do that. It became a limiting belief. Okay, so the next we're going to be looking at now is, okay, so I said, every business failure starts with the leader's limiting beliefs. Do you believe your company is capable of earning 12 million naira per annum? Your mind. Now, as a business leader, if you're able to expand your mind, it would show in the level of strategies and goals you set for your business, which will in turn serve as a compass for your employees to work with. Then you would achieve your goal and the business growth. Okay, so as business owners, as business leaders, we need to be able to break free from every form of limiting beliefs. Because if you, as the head, the pioneer of the company, has limiting beliefs, then what do you expect your employees to do? So now we'll be looking at how to identify your limiting beliefs. Before you can overcome something, before you can break something, you need to identify what that thing is and how it affects your life. So we said we'll be looking at how, we're looking at a few limiting beliefs. We'll be looking at a few limiting beliefs and how, they affect us. So there are several ways to identify limiting beliefs. The first thing you want to do is you may want to do a blame-free analysis. So let's say in the past, I've had a bad experience about dark guys and I go, oh, I'm not dating any dark guy anymore because I've had my fingers burnt. Okay? This is one way to identify your limiting beliefs. Or no, I'm not going to do XYZ business again because I tried it and it didn't work. Now, here's a class exercise for you to run to identify a blame-free analysis. The first thing you want to look at is, why did that business fail? Why did that idea not thrive? Were your goals realistic? Why did that relationship not work? Were your goals realistic? If so, why did you meet them? Why didn't you meet your goals? Was it due to external factors, or was it your own behavior and combination? So now I know in business and achieving our goals, there are several factors that can affect the achievement of that goal. External factors, things beyond your control. Internal factors, your behavior, your combination, your attitude to work, and a lot of things. Why did that business fail? Why did that thing not work? The next thing you want to do is to focus on your behavior. What could I have done differently to achieve that result I said I was going to achieve? Now, the next thing you want to do is, what are the outcomes of what you do when you are afraid or worried about something? So let me give an example. So if you're cooking and you suddenly put so much salt in the food, how do you respond? Okay? How do you respond to situations that looks like things have gone bad? What patterns can you observe? So for myself at a point, I observed that if I try to work on this path, give you an example, and I hit my leg on a stone, the next day I won't pass there. Like I even do that to people. I completely avoid you. I've noticed this pattern. Now I don't turn you into an enemy. I don't, but I completely subconsciously avoid you, to the point that you could be sitting on the same table with me. I can't see you. That's my response to patterns, So the next thing you want to do is, what prevents you from taking action? So like I gave an example for myself. If I'm walking down this path today and I hit my leg on a stone, or I keep bumping into things, the next day I will not pass there. So in the past, I didn't used to be the person who tried one thing twice. Nah, if it didn't work the first time, it didn't work. I'm not investing my energy into it. So friend, you always tell me, so how did Thomas Edison get to do the bulb 70 times? What if he gave up? I had a lot of people giving me a lot of those stories. You need to look at patterns. How do you react? What is preventing you from taking action? And the truth is, once I walk down a path and I get burnt, I don't walk down that path again. So the fear of getting burnt prevents me from taking action. Then I tell myself, it's better I remain this way than investing 10,000 naira, hoping I would make 15,000 naira profit only to lose the 10,000. I don't know if you understand. Yes. So the next thing you want to do is think back. Do a self-assessment. Take a look at your life. Take a look at your business. Take a look at the decisions you've been taking. What were your parents like? What were their values? What did they teach you about life and money? For me, I was taught that you have to walk. There's a adage in my dialect, akajaja nebute onu manu manu. You have to get your hands dirty for your mouth to be oily. What did I learn about taking risk? My mom will tell you, when you want to take risk, okay, she tells you, so if you want to swim in a water you've not swum before, put one of your toe, then the second toe, then the third toe, then the whole feet, and then walk with 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, jump, 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 jump. When you got to like the middle of the river, you can put in the second one, but keep looking back, with tiptoeing with the second one and be careful. Those were the beliefs I grew up with. And then she tells you, instead of going into the river and drowning, my sister sits by the river bank. So don't take any risk at all. My mom is a zero risk person. Especially when it comes to money, she doesn't gamble. She prefers to keep what she has than lose because she wants to get more. Okay? So ask yourself that question. What did you learn from them about taking risk? My dad was an amazing risk taker. So I grew up in a bit of a confusion. But of course, I've made my decision right now because I had two examples in front of me. Okay. So what about your wider environment, like school, extended family, religious institutions? What did they teach you about myself? Here, my dad did an amazing job. Like from the point I was a child, he kept telling me, I love you, you're valuable. You know, he made one profound statement. He says, so we are always together, except when I'm in school or he's at work and I'm sleeping. These are the only times I was actually separate from my dad. I was a daddy's girl. And then I sometimes sit by him when we watch, the 9 o'clock news on NTA back in the days. And he goes, you see all these women on TV, the world is watching them, not because they are so beautiful, not because they are so properly dressed or they wear beautiful dresses, but because they've got something in their head. If you want the world to watch you, you need to have something in your head. So sometime again, he says, so there's nothing as a glass ceiling, like no door will ever be shut against you because you're a woman. But peradventure, sometime in life, you find a door that's shut against you. Kick it open, tell them daddy said so, but make sure you've got something in your head before you kick that door open. Those were the words I grew up with. So sometimes when I do daring things, people still wonder how I'm able to do it. It's been well over 13 years I lost my dad, but those words are in my head. Like sometimes when I get to a point where everyone expects me to get discouraged and just give up, boom, those words come. So what words do you remember about your childhood, about yourself, when you're walking on a thin line? Okay? What did you learn about your identity? Do you feel confident? Did they tell you things like girls don't do X, men in this family don't achieve Y, people like this can never get to this point, people like this do not do X, Y, Z? Okay? What are the thoughts in your head? What have you learned? What have you heard? What is in your environment? Okay? So as you grow older, which of these lessons did you attract yourself most to? As I grew older, I started understanding that I needed to take risks. I needed understanding that never, I tell this to myself every day, never will a door be shut against me because I am a woman. Never, never, never will a door be shut against me because I am a woman. I will sit on tables where men sit because I own a seat there. Not because, oh, let's just add one woman to the team. No, I'm valuable. I bring value. I bring solutions. Now, I want you to do this assignment. Like, I need you to be asking yourself these vital questions. I need you to write down 3 things you think about life and money. For some people, oh, they feel money don't grow on trees, so you have to work for it. Some people feel, oh, I make money easily. What do you feel? Oh, life is easy for me because I apply principles that work. What do you think about life and money? What are the things you've heard about money? What are the things you've heard about life? Write down 3 things your business needs money for. 3 things your business needs money for. How do you feel when you invest money into your business? How do you feel when you have to invest into marketing? How do you feel when you have to invest into employee growth? How do you feel when you have to bring in a consultant to help do XYZ that will be beneficial to your business, not just in the present, but in the future? What are your 3 top talents? What are the 3 opportunities presenting themselves to you? So use myself for example. My 3 top talents are speaking, human capacity development, and of course, coaching. I can walk with you into a dark path and we come out at the end of the tunnel, smiling all the way through. Now, the 3 top opportunities presenting themselves to me are speaking engagements. I've got a lot of speaking engagements in this year. I've got opportunities, to have my articles published in blogs, and I also have the opportunity to start my podcast. We're starting 1st of April. Woo! Where do you see your business in the next 3 years? How do you intend to achieve it? Now, now imagine that all of these things now fell in place. Now describe the new you. Everything we're trying to do here is to identify these limiting beliefs. You cannot chase away what you do not identify. Okay. The next thing, remember, with the first thing we said was, let's go back. Blame. We had to do a blame-free analysis. Then we had to think back, look at our foundation, parents, patterns, environment. The next thing we want to do now is fix the puzzle. So from the first questions you asked yourself and the questions of the beliefs that you got from your parents, how are they affecting the way you think now? You need to draw the line. You need to draw the line. How are they affecting the way you think now? The next we'll be looking at is how to overcome limiting beliefs. How do you overcome limiting beliefs? First of all, understand the reason why you always opt for those limiting beliefs. Is it because you want to play small? You want to hide yourself? You don't want to expose yourself? Is it because you are afraid of what might happen on the other side? What are really the reasons why those limiting beliefs are there and why they keep thriving in your life? Okay? Why they keep thriving in your life. Sincerely, to identify limiting beliefs are not so easy. That's why I've given a lot of questions you need to ask yourself. I hope you wrote them down. It might not be, I'm not saying give me an immediate answer, but these questions will help you gain mastery of who you are, take off those limiting beliefs so that you can start expanding your mind into limitless possibilities. Okay, the next thing you want to do is question them. How far has these beliefs been stopping you from achieving results? So in the case of a perfectionist, you could ask yourself, why didn't you let yourself launch this product or service? Probably because this, let's say this, the sticker here wasn't properly fixed. How does your over-perfection lead to more positive or negative results? Okay. The next thing you want to do is to develop a limitless mind, guys. Develop a limitless mind. What is a limitless mind? Limitless mind is a mind that is full of opportunities. Limitless mind builds a bridge between your desired growth and your achievement of growth. So I want to be tall. The limitless mind takes me from the point of I want to be tall to actually being tall. To have a limitless mind, there is just one major thing you have to do. Just like you've studied the patterns of your thoughts and how things happen for you. Look at people who have achieved results. Look at people who are successful in that particular area you want to go to. And look at how they think and how they act. Follow the principles that have worked with them. You will be able to replicate these things in your life. There's no other magic to it. Follow them, read their books, read their quotes, understand who they are and how they've done things and how things have worked for them. Retrain your brain. Retrain your brain to start taking risks. Retrain your brain from plain average. Retrain your brain, to start achieving results. Retrain your brain. And then, like we talked about, get inspiration from them. Get inspiration from them. Talk to people. You want to make a career switch. You want to start a business. Look for people who have been successful in that business. Talk with them. After talking with someone who is valuable, you will realize that most of these limiting beliefs will be taken off by the reason of association. So limiting beliefs are just a thing of the mind. You can take the cap off and retrain your mind to begin to think limitless possibilities. So I hope this has been an amazing session. Please, if you have any questions, please in the comments, please ask your questions. On the last session of this summit, we're going to be having all the facilitators come together to answer your questions. So we're going to be having a live call where you'll be meeting all of your facilitators and then we'll be asking all of your questions. So please write down your question in the comments or you could send me a mail so that the essence of this breaking limiting beliefs is to ensure that every other thing all other facilitators will teach you would not be cast on stone. So we're like leveling up the ground before we plant. I hope you had an amazing session. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for, making it here. Thank you for being with us in this class. I'm sure you've had a great day. See you in the other sessions. Talk to a friend to register and attend the Smart Boss Summit, and have a great day and continue to win. Have an amazing day ahead. Bye.